Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I've been getting some requests lately to make a video on how to set up the indicators in my charts, so that's what we're going to be doing today. So to start out, let's just expand these here where we have the names, and from there we're going to make a new chart layout, and we're going to call it configuring indicators. Alright, so this is a blank chart. So basically we're just going to go over and copy all of the settings over. But let's go through this first. Setting up the chart like this. I like to activate countdown the bar close. This gives you the time left before the current candle is closing. So I like to have that activated. If not, where are the settings here? Okay, so here you can go through what the settings are, how you want your candles to look. You can also decide to have another type of indicator, which is not a candle. I think these are the ones here. You could set it up to bars, which I find okay, but I personally prefer the candles. You can always go to line. Some people like this better. I think on some mobile devices, TradingView sets it up by default, like on tablets and stuff. But if we go back to candles and back into settings, you can see all of the configurations here. Status line, this would be, I believe, up here. So it tells you everything for the current candle unless you're moving your mouse around, which means if I put my mouse here, it'll tell you the opening, the closing, the high and the low. So it gives you all the information that's already contained inside the candle. I don't think I've touched this. I don't think I've touched this one either. This one I have. I really prefer a dark background with no gradient, or next to none, I suppose. I find that white charts are aggressive to look at, so I'm a dark mode person. As for trading, this is not something I use at all, but you can use this to do the paper trading. So let's get on to the indicators. Number one, we have, basically I use 4 EMAs. So I have the 3 EMA configured and I have one extra one. So click on indicators, type EMA, choose the first one, I believe. And once you do that, you close that window, come here and edit it. I put it on 21. Style is orange, like that. And after that, I think I put it on a little bit thicker. So you can either click up here or you can double click on the line. It'll open up the same window. Line, a bit more like this. Let me go change the inputs because I noticed that it was not the same. I think I have not the same indicator here. It doesn't really matter. They all look. They all do the same job. You can either choose SMA or EMA here. It looks the same. There are very small differences, but it all comes down to your personal choice. So I'll leave that on default. Let's see. I forgot to talk about the volume. Okay, the volume here, down here. it's one of the more important ones, so I'm going to go treat to it right away. So I have the MA length with it, which is the white line here, at 10, and I have it white. So I think this volume here, I have it on something like that, and I have a different color. That's for the growing. And I have this, and I have this right there. Also don't forget to change it to 10. It's more reactive that way. So that's what I use for volume. Next indicator is 3 EMA. This is something that I used to use when I wasn't always on the premium plan, so you had a limited number of indicators. So I would just use 3 EMAs back then. 99 and 200 style. I think that's default, right? So I just make them more opaque. The color is fine. The thickness is fine. Doesn't look very thick. I think this is more it. Anyway, it all comes down to the way you want to see it. Just goes to show you can have thinner lines or thicker lines. I like my bigger EMAs, like the 200, to be really thick, but I'm going to set these smaller ones down. Some of them, I guess, they just look thicker than the others. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Moving on to I have it twice. That's weird. Anyway, okay, so up here I have my own histogram indicator. It's exactly the same as the other one. I just wanted to test out to see if I could get my own script working. So basically this is just the MACD. Add that to the chart. I like to move it on top. Then you can configure it. So I just remove MACD signal and zero line. Actually, zero line, you could leave it on or off, it doesn't really matter. And then I have these all the same color. So you put it green, opaque, red, and red. So it should look something like this, I believe, right? I don't know, I have it all green. If you look at that, I don't even know my own settings. Alright, so as for inputs, I think I have the same. 11:21, close 8:14. 11:21. I'm just gonna have to look it up though, online. Close, signal smoothing 8, length, source, and close. I think those were just extra settings I had. Oh, did I not put it back green? My bad. Alright, something like that. Alright, good. So now we have the histogram set up. It's not called histogram, but that's what it is. which brings us to RSI. RSI is very, very standard for me. I just like to change the way it looks because I don't like this. So let's pull up the settings here. 14 close, SMA 14, and we have style. I have the RSI line on purple, and I like to have almost a clear background on the RSI, but not so much as I can't see. So we don't want the MA. We want this a bit darker, and the background something a bit closer to, or completely black, it works too. I like to have, did I do this? No, I didn't. It's fine. So we have that like that. I like to keep it low key on the bottom. And then we have Crypto Heat's multi-time frame wave stochastics indicator. If you don't have this indicator, I highly recommend it. It's amazing for detecting fake moves, such as, let me show you guys this really quickly here. I'm gonna plug my friend here. Alright, right here. This is something great. So we had this dip here in early May, and we came sideways, but the MTF indicator warns us that there is a fake out move here because the gray line is moving upwards and the blue line isn't following it appropriately. So people in the foundry knew that this move was coming about a day in advance. So yeah, I don't change this indicator at all. I leave it, and on default it works as is. I don't change anything, no colors or nothing. But I have found in the past that if we turn off these oversold and overbought buttons, that we have a better visibility. But then again, they do alert to you when the coin is oversold or overbought, so it's a trade-off. You guys have to decide for yourself what you want to do with that. And I do have one more indicator on my charts normally, and it's something relatively new. I'm still testing it out, but it's the rate of change. It seems to indicate with pretty good accuracy a change in trend with divergences. So you have the top here of wave 3. RSI, I mean, it's divergent, but ROC really shows you that it has a declining momentum. So you can add that one as well, and that's also an indicator that I leave on default. No changing colors, no changing of values. It works as is. So yeah, that's basically how I configure my TradingView. A good option, my favorite option, is the dark theme. I told you guys that before, but it's really important to me. I think all of you guys who chart with white backgrounds are psychopaths. Alright, so this concludes the video. Give me a like, smash that follow button, and come and see us at the Foundry. We'll get you started. If you don't know anything about trading or technical analysis, we'll get you started anyway. So my links are in the bio. You guys have a nice day.